Hello kind people of YouTube and welcome back to another video. Let me just apologize real quick up front. I'm still a bit sick, still dealing with a sore throat and a cough. So if I start coughing at any point during this video, I'm very sorry. But I just wanted to get this video out there despite my condition. So let's jump into it. And for the start, some XRP news. The Internet Archive, who you're probably aware of. If you're not, they're a big non-profit that has made it its purpose to keep the internet alive, to archive websites that are long gone, old versions of websites. They're doing a massive service for society. And they are now accepting XRP alongside the other cryptocurrencies they were already accepting before. This is of course a relatively big move here. Internet Archive, well respected, well known, now adding XRP to their relatively short list of accepted cryptocurrencies. If you want to donate yourself, the link will be in the description. They're most well known for what is called the Wayback Machine, where you can look up old versions of websites, where you can, if say you want to see what the Washington Post looked like on December 21st of 2007, there's a good chance with the Wayback Machine you can achieve that. And to keep projects like that running, they are asking for donations. So now they accept XRP on this website, link in the description, as are all the links for all the articles I'm going through today. It's relatively big. Before they had Bitcoin Cash, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Zcash among the coins they accepted. Now there's something else going on here right now because they have a donation drive at the moment. And until the end of today, I don't know the exact hour, I'm sure you can find it somewhere online, all crypto donations will be matched 3-1 by some generous supporters, and one of them is actually the creator of Coil. If you don't know, Coil is an application using XRP to tip content creators and websites on the internet automatically in a very simplified way. He is one of the people that are matching all crypto donations. If you donate 1 XRP, 4 XRP actually get sent to the Wayback Machine because they're being matched. So that is quite wonderful. That is pretty big. And that is a well-established, well-respected non-profit accepting XRP for their donations with the involvement of the Coil CEO and doing something seriously good with the money. Like I said, these people are keeping the history of the internet alive. The Internet Archive is the closest thing to a museum of the internet we have, and it costs them so much money to keep that running. It's wonderful to see them now accept XRP, and I will certainly be donating as well. Let's continue to some Bitcoin. We got a crypto VC in the news talking about Bitcoin's potential to replace gold as a dominant store of value in the future. Venture capitalist Lou Kerner says Bitcoin is well on its way to replacing gold as the dominant store of value, noting that its market cap has already surpassed that of silver. What Bitcoin has evolved into is a store of value, Kerner told Bloomberg. Today the main store of value is gold. It's an $8 trillion market. Bitcoin today is around $60 billion, so it has an opportunity to actually replace gold as the dominant store of value. Kerner doubled down on his remarks from August 2018 when he predicted that Bitcoin would supplant gold as the most trusted store of value. Kerner, the founding partner of New York-based Crypto Oracle, said despite the current bear market, crypto would be far more disruptive than the internet. The disruption from it is gonna be bigger than the disruption that we saw from the internet, he predicted. Bitcoin is kind of the early leader, like the Yahoo of its day, and while it's a massive thing, it's not the thing right now. Which ironically we have just seen Ethereum described as the Yahoo of crypto the other day. But in 20 years, Bitcoin and crypto will be off the charts, Kerner claimed. We really believe that in 20 years, Bitcoin will have created trillions of dollars in value, similar to how the internet has. We're at the very beginning today. When asked why the Bitcoin price has plunged from its record high of $19,500 last December, Kerner said it's because the market got ahead of itself. So essentially we have a prediction here that we've seen a lot of people make, but this time coming from a VC, that Bitcoin is going to be the dominant store of value for investors of all sizes in the coming years. We still have our ways to go. There's a factor of 100 between the gold market cap and the Bitcoin market cap right now. But as we have seen in previous bull runs, the market cap can grow very quickly. And if the next bull market is following the patterns of previous bull markets we've seen in previous years, we are probably going to see a market cap that is multiple times higher than the highest we've ever seen before. We are probably going to see Bitcoin in the trillion, not Bitcoin necessarily, but crypto in the trillions market cap wise. And then we're getting pretty damn close to gold. Now, at this current point, I'm not sure that Bitcoin is quite as attractive as gold yet for investors as a store of value. I think we probably need some more stability there. But a store of value is the closest thing to a legitimate use case that Bitcoin currently has. With a lot of second layer solutions, third layer solutions, Bitcoin is getting a lot of new features, is becoming more scalable, but at this current point, technologically, it pales in comparison to more advanced blockchain technologies. So there's not very many legitimate use cases in far as actual application, but where there is a very legitimate use case is as a store of value, as having that special place on the crypto charts, that special image. A store of value is all about perception. It is all about what people perceive something to be. And if people perceive Bitcoin to be the leader of the crypto markets, to be a store of value, to be a place to put your money, so you have full control over it, so you will be fine if the markets drop, the traditional markets I mean. So governments can't control what you're doing with it, then Bitcoin will be a store of value. That is how simple it is. Let's talk Bakkt for a moment, because many people, of course, believe that a bull run in early 2019 is likely to be catapulted into existence by Bakkt going live. Now, they have just finished their first round of capital raising, and let's just read the article posted by the actual Bakkt CEO on Medium. So this is pretty much in the middle ground between a press release and a blog post. I am pleased to confirm that we have completed our first round of funding of $182.5 million from 12 partners and investors who, like us, believe in the future of digital assets. The partners and investors in the first round include, and here we have the nice long list, Boston Consulting Group, CMT Digital, Eagle 7, Galaxy Digital, Goldfinch Partners, Alan Howard, Horizons Ventures, Intercontinental Exchange, who are of course behind Bakkt, Microsoft's venture capital arm, M12, Pantera Capital, PayU, the fintech arm of Naspers, and Protocol Ventures. So this is pretty much a who's who of tech investors, financial investors, just really big names in here who are all putting their money behind Bakkt. Bakkt is going to be absolutely huge from all we can tell. But let's continue reading this because they briefly talk about regulatory issues and about the potential wait for Bakkt to actually go live. Because as we know, it has been pushed back, and it's looking like it might get pushed back again. Our work today is centered on driving institutional access for digital assets, along with merchant and consumer cases and users, not cases. And we're already expanding on this vision, collaborating with great companies like Starbucks. We'll share details as the new year unfolds, but as our COO Adam White and I work through Bakkt's 2019 objectives, we are focused on opportunities to provide new infrastructure, including the industry's first institutional-grade regulated exchange, clearing and warehousing services for physical delivery and storage. To that end, our team has been working closely with the Commodity Futures Trading Commission, or CFTC, for the better part of 2018. At an industry level, regulatory approval for physically delivered and warehoused Bitcoin will establish and amplify the voice of US authorities as the digital asset market evolves globally. We have filed our applications and the timing for approval is now based on the regulatory review process. So here what she's essentially saying is that they have done all they can, it is now completely out of their hands, and it all depends on the approval process. And that is likely going to take over a month. Generally, the way this works is that they get together, they look at the application, then they usually start a process where people can comment, where they're asking for comments and for opinions from people, both professionals and generally from internet users. So I will definitely let you guys know if and when that period starts. But generally, that is a 30-day period where they're collecting opinions and comments on the thing that is up for approval. And then a couple days to actually review that. So we can probably expect this to take over a month, closer to 1.5 months. But when this has all happened, It looks like Bakkt will go live pretty much immediately after that. It looks like it's only going to take days after. We actually have an article about the potential launch date here with another statement from the company. A week ago, Ethereum World News had notified the crypto community that the launch of Bakkt might be postponed for a second time due to delays getting the necessary approvals to launch by the 24th of January. If you remember, 24th of January is where it was pushed back to initially, and that now looks impossible. In the report, we had explored how the Commodity Futures Trading Commission might need extra time to process Bakkt's application for an exemption to its custody solution for Bitcoin. CFTC regulations require that customer funds be held by a bank, trust company, or futures commission merchant. In the case of Bakkt, they will be storing Bitcoin in their own warehouse on behalf of their clients. Earlier today, ICE, the parent company of Bakkt, published a notice on its website explaining that the earlier mentioned January 24th launch will have to be amended. The publication went on to add that they will provide an updated launch timeline in early 2019, and this is the actual statement from their website. Following consultation with the Commodity Futures Trading Commission, ICE Futures US expects to provide an updated launch timeline in early 2019 for the trading, clearing, and warehousing of the Bakkt Bitcoin daily futures contract. The launch had previously been set for January 24th, but will be amended pursuant to the CFTC's process and timeline. And then they're briefly going into other factors here and mentioning, for one, the government shutdown in America right now. Of course, America has had its fair share of government shutdowns in the last couple of years. And this one, once again, is hindering agencies like the CFTC to actually get their work done. So between the general process that is likely to take over a month and the current government shutdown, you probably shouldn't expect Bakkt to launch before February or even March. But when it does launch, there's a very good chance that this will mean an insane amount of money flowing into crypto from institutional investors, especially through this very legitimized process associated with ICE. And that could very well launch that bull run we have been waiting for so long. Now for the last story of the day, let's talk about Bitcoin Cash and OpenNote. Because this is both interesting and slightly infuriating for me, and you'll see why in a bit. I'll explain why. Bitcoin payment processing startup OpenNote has rejected a $1.5 million investment gesture made by Roger Ver. The company, which exclusively supports the Bitcoin payment protocol, confirmed that its vision of a better and more open financial system could not be achieved with Bitcoin Cash, adding that it would spend 100% of its resources on Bitcoin and its second layer payment solutions instead. And we have two tweets here. One is by OpenNote and one is by one of the head people behind OpenNote. The one by OpenNote: "Thanks for the offer, Roger Ver, but we're going to have to turn it down. Our vision of a better, more open financial system is only possible with Bitcoin." That is a relatively corporate response, probably going a bit far in posting stuff like this publicly, because generally you'd be dealing with stuff like this privately. But Roger Ver also made this offer publicly, which is generally not something you do. But then you have this comment from one of the head people: "No amount of money will make a service inferior money." The implication, of course, that Bitcoin is superior to Bitcoin Cash, and by extension that Bitcoin is superior to probably all other forms of money and cryptocurrency. Let's continue reading for a moment. OpenNote aims to process Bitcoin transactions in real time to boost the digital currency's adoption among enterprises and businesses. It supports Lightning Network, a second layer payment protocol launched to confirm Bitcoin transactions away from the main chain. The efforts led OpenNote to raise $1.5 million in seed funding from investor Tim Draper. Ver, who believes that Lightning Network is an inferior solution to solve Bitcoin scalability issues, attempted to match Draper's bid. He confirmed that he would invest $1.5 million into the OpenNote project if they readily accept Bitcoin Cash instead of Bitcoin as their only payment processing protocol. Excerpts from his statement: "I don't need one share whatsoever for my investment. All I require is OpenNote to work on payment processing of Bitcoin Cash, the version of Bitcoin that can actually scale to become the money of the world." And I'm going to stop reading here because what I'm interested in is not so much the actual thing that's going on here, that Roger Ver offered money to OpenNote and that they turned it down because they're not interested in working with Bitcoin Cash. That is perfectly fair. They're a company dedicated to getting Bitcoin into the hands of more people and making it work in a way that benefits everyone. What I'm annoyed by, and I hope some of you agree, is how childish everyone in this is behaving once again. There is no sense of professionalism from anyone involved here. First up, you have Roger Ver making this offer publicly, when generally you would make an offer like that if you're serious. If you're actually serious and you're not just looking to get into the news. Which I'm pretty sure at this point, Roger Ver doesn't do anything if it can't get him into the news. He wants attention so badly. And it's working, I'm talking about him right now. But if you're actually serious, you make an offer like that privately. You get in contact with the company, you outline your terms, you outline your offer, and then you send it to them and you allow them to either accept or deny or reject it. But he did it publicly, and he involved an attack on Bitcoin, on the cryptocurrency that the company is actually using. So this is, first of all, unprofessional to do it publicly, and then involving an attack on the cryptocurrency in there as well is just completely childish, and it's the kind of behavior that gives the crypto world a bad image. Because we see so many big name people in our space acting like this, behaving like this, publicly insulting other projects, insulting other people in the space, being snarky and mean and doing things for attention all day long. This is not a professional market yet. A lot of people in this have a lot of money and are running companies with a lot of money. But you can tell so much of that is new money, people who have never really done anything like this before, who are now behaving like internet trolls. Internet trolls with a lot of money, but still internet trolls. And that is giving us a bad image. And then you get the response here. Once again, OpenNote did not have to publicly respond to this. I think their public response here from the actual OpenNote account is fair. I'm not sure about the 1.25 million, because I'm pretty sure he said 1.5 million. But here, I think that's perfectly fair. He made a public offer, they respond publicly. I think this little dig at Bitcoin Cash is also fair. Our vision of better, more open financial system is only possible with Bitcoin. That is fair. Roger Ver shot first. What I think where it gets a bit too much is when this head guy at OpenNote also felt the need to comment from his personal account. No amount of money will make a service inferior money. That is where it got just as childish as Roger Ver's initial thing. And it's also, you can probably make an argument for ways in which Bitcoin running with second layer solutions is superior to Bitcoin Cash. I think the same argument can be made in the other direction, that Bitcoin Cash has a lot of things that make it superior technologically to Bitcoin. I think ultimately, if you're talking about which cryptocurrencies are the best, Bitcoin will never even enter into the equation. But that is just me. But this is just all so childish. All the thinly veiled attacks, attacking other projects, doing things for attention rather than to actually get anything done. The way I see it, the crypto world would be so much stronger if we all started being more civil to each other, doing things to support the projects we like and we see potential in without feeling the need to constantly attack everything else. Because there's just so much animosity and so much childish behavior in the crypto world, and I'm not happy with it at all. And this is the kind of thing that people see and then they choose not to invest in crypto. Because say what you want about traditional finance, about big banks. They are doing so much shady stuff. They have scammed people out of so much money. There's so much manipulation going on. There's so much illegal stuff in the background. At least to the outside world, they act in a professional way. If they have something mean to say about another bank, they usually don't do it in public. It's just much more professional, and a lot of people in the crypto world, they've never dealt with anything like this before, and they don't know how to deal with it, and they're very much trolls. And they act like trolls, but they don't fulfill the position of a troll. These are CEOs of companies. These are the main people behind major projects that billions of dollars are in. Please act like adults. Please. And with that, I'm going to end this video because I don't think there's much more to say here. I wish we could all just be a bit more professional and a bit nicer to each other. And but I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon. It's probably going to happen once more institutional money flows in and once more of those traditional finance people take over and have meaningful roles in our crypto space. As always, thank you so much for watching. Any of these articles you want to read for yourself, link is in the description. If you want to donate to the Internet Archive, make use of that donation link while the sum will still be tripled, well actually matched 3 times over, so it will be quadrupled. follow that link in the description, give some money to a good cause. If you like my videos, if you like my content, first of all, make sure to subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. That should be obvious. There are ways to support me in the description. Those are monetary ways. If you don't want to or can't send any money, that is perfectly fine. If you like my videos, I would just ask you to take a quick 10 seconds, leave a like, leave a comment. It really helps the channel get discovered. Getting a bunch of likes and comments on a video is the difference between that video getting pushed by YouTube on the second day and matching the first day's views and just dying completely on the second day. So if you like this video, if you like my content, just leave a like, leave a comment. It's incredibly appreciated and you're really helping out. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you guys tomorrow.